Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of my podcast. Today's episode is about free will, and I could think of no better character to talk about this than my hero, CT-7567, better known as Captain Rex. But first, we need a little backstory. In Star Wars, clone troopers were created from the DNA of the bounty hunter Jango Fett. They were bred to be perfect soldiers for the war between the Galactic Republic and the Confederacy of Independent Systems, better known as the Separatists, also known as the Clone Wars. The genetic structure of clones was highly modified to not only make the clones perfect soldiers with no other way of life but combat, but also to serve a much higher purpose.
When the time comes, no one will be able to stop our plan to execute Order 66.
Clones' genetic structure was modified to make them less independent and more compliant than the original host. However, clones that excelled and demonstrated leadership abilities were hand-selected by their commanding officers to undergo further training that actually promoted their independence and their critical thinking skills. This is where Rex comes in. The man was a loyal soldier, both to his general, Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, and his fellow men like Commander Cody, ARC Troopers 5s and Echo, Heavy, Kix, Jesse, Hardcase, etc. He honored his code and the oath he swore, and he was willing to lay down his life for any of them, for literally any of his men. But what happens when that loyalty to both your commander and your men is tested? During the Battle of Umbara, during the Clone Wars, Anakin is called away to Coruscant, and his battalion, including Captain Rex, is put under the command of the aggressive and temperamental Jedi Master Pong Krell. Yet he's the farthest thing from a Jedi Master you can imagine, and the closest thing to a 5-star general where we're probably ever going to get in Star Wars.
Stand at attention when I address you.
Krell constantly forces the 501st to adhere to extremely dangerous, difficult, and reckless strategies to take the Umbaran capital. I mean, he's full-blown hell-bent on it, and he unleashes all hell on his troops when they question his orders.
CT-7567, do you have a malfunction in your design? This entire operation has been compromised because of your failure! ARC 5555, stand down. The other battalions are counting on our support. If we fail, everyone fails!
Not only this, but he doesn't even listen to his men, and he doesn't think that there might be a better option than a full-bore assault. It's like he doesn't have the clones' safety or lives in mind.
The men don't need rest. They need the resolve to complete the task at hand. All platoons will execute a forward assault along the main route to the city. You will not stop, and you will not turn back regardless of the resistance you meet.
Perhaps a closer recon will tell us if there's a more secure route.
We don't have time to look for a more secure route.
Finally having enough, ARC Trooper 5s disobeys Krell's orders and leads troopers Jesse and Hardcase on a mission to destroy a separatist ship, resupplying the capital, and preventing the Republic from advancing. Krell finds out and decides to court-martial them, leading him to order Rex to
Prepare a squad for execution.
But Rex finally refuses. When they get word of an impending Umbaran attack, Krell sends Rex and his troops to repel them, only for them to get into a trap against one another, and many clones are killed by their own blasters. Realizing that Krell is a traitor, Rex finally snaps, and he takes matters into his own hands. He fights Krell, subdues him, and executes him once and for all. But it's not over yet, unfortunately, because there's still a war going on.
Then what? We're soldiers. What happens to us then?
But, that's beside the point. The point is, Rex was raised to believe that good soldiers follow orders no matter what. But through this experience, Rex had to learn to make his own decisions, and to do what he thought was right. The same is true in life as well. You can only study, train, practice, pray so long before you have to make the decision to act on what you believe is right. That's what free will is. You can always ask for guidance from those over you or those who are wiser and older than you, but ultimately it's up to you whether or not you do it. Proverbs 16:33 says, "The lot is cast in their lap, but every decision is from the Lord." What this means is that it's your choice. I mean, Krell barely supervised his troops, and he never listened to them. To him, his way was the right way, but his ideology was radically screwed up. Rex didn't know which way to turn except the way he always knew, which was to follow his general. Even the bravest of soldiers has something that they're afraid of, and Rex, at least until the very end of this arc, Rex was terrified about what would happen if he crossed Krell. Sometimes making the choice to do what's right is scary, but in my experience, it's worth it. I mean, God is faithful. I mean, I've had experiences in my life where I believe that God wants me to do something, and that can be really scary because you don't know what the outcome is going to be, and it makes you not want to do it even more. But the truth is, if I didn't do it, I would have regretted it forever. That's what free will is. Making a choice to do the right thing or forget about it and regret it forever. When Rex finally made his decision to put his men before his commander, who was getting his men killed like crazy, he overcame his fear and acted on what he personally believed was the right course of action to do. He said to himself,
As sure as it is my duty to remain loyal to your command, I also have another duty to protect those men.
he has a duty to his commander, but that trust is earned. He has an even bigger duty as a commander himself to his fellow men. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. Click like, click subscribe, and I hope you guys will join me again sometime. Remember, between 9 and 11, God has plans.